in the business sector and the civil society sectors, there are also planners, not just government planners. And quite a lot of them would be what we call advocacy planners, advocacy planning. It actually comes out of the 1960s civil rights movement. Not only protecting the legal rights of people, but also protecting people's rights when they encounter planning projects. So the advocacy planner is like the advocate in a lawyer who advocates the rights, who protects and defends and fights for the rights of his clients. So advocacy planners tend to defend the weak against the corporations and the government and the elite, and to bring in the consideration of their rights and their needs in the planning process. And they have been a very major force in reforming how planning is understood all over the world. They are successful in blocking a lot of insensitive planning. Those planning that are very insensitive to the people and being resisted by the people. And they are especially effective in changing urban renewal policies all over the world that just bulldoze the entire neighborhood and create something new and displace everybody. You don't care about the people and so forth. So advocacy planning has been a big force in society in changing the mentality of planning from this kind of top-down, rational, slash and burn kind of planning. And their major tool is to develop plural plans. And that's why you always see advocacy planner coming with alternative plans, sometimes more than one. And they also tend to invite competition. Different planners can form their own businesses, and they can work with the people to develop different plans. And the plans compete, and we adopt the best plan, and modify the best plan for the execution. And also, they think that different kinds of situations need different kinds of planning. So there are different plans from different sectors of the community. For example, even in the same project like West Kowloon, it's so big, 40 hectares is so big. And it's big enough for a lot of different people and a lot of different things to happen. So some people might be good at planning the large-scale facilities for large-scale cultural events. Some people are good at planning small-scale spaces for community plans or other kinds of artistic activity of a different scale. Other people might be planning a different section of the space for everyday life culture, not high art, Then all these can happen in the same place. So even for one big plan like West Kowloon, you can have several plans, each plan taking care of different things, and then these planners will come together and negotiate and make all these plans work together. So actually you can have multiple and very diverse concepts. A plan of different scale requires a different concept, perspective, but they can coexist. They're not necessarily mutually exclusive. So you can actually have a very diversified, flexible, plural planning situation for different sectors of the community, different users. We integrate a different plan. So sometimes on the same space you have layered plans. A good planner would be somebody who can actually orchestrate planning like a composer of a symphony. On the same space, different things can happen at different times. Different users use it differently. You can create a space that's very flexible. You change its use all the time, Or different times of the day, different times of the week, different times of the year, different things happen. So you can actually if you are really a very good, very talented planner, you can orchestrate layers and layers of planning in the same place. And every layer can be a different concept. It doesn't have to be always the same thing. So there is a lot of creativity and possibility involved here. Now, but this kind of work that is more creative, more integrative and multiple, of course takes more time. It's very delicate. It's not just bureaucratic top-down rational plan that is boring and systematic. interconnected and so forth, right? Like all the community centers of the government and all the markets of the government, they all look the same, right? But advocacy planning is different. But so therefore, they are sometimes criticized for slowing down efficient planning. It might take a lot more time, like half a year more, right, to discuss with the people, to come up with all these creative plans and merge them together and so forth. Right? Even if they work very hard, they might take a few months more than the government.